growth therapy. I know. At one point, I was like, I wanted to have like a clothing store.
Yeah. It's definitely possible, but
I don't think I want to do that.
It's a lot of...
I don't want to do retail.
Yeah, I did retail for how many years, and...
Where else have you worked? Like what? Like retail stores? I worked everywhere in the mall.
I worked I worked as a merchandising assistant, or not a merchandising, excuse me, a merchandiser. So I worked like in Forever 21, like doing the displays.
Yeah.
For the accessory. I was an accessory specialist. That was my title.
Specialist.
I worked at like, what was that one store? In the mall. It was like not Mervyn's, but it was kind of like one of those like big department stores. And I remember when the Kardashians first had like their first line of
Sears?
Was it Sears? Sears still exists.
Yeah,
Sears still exists.
Is Sears exist still? I don't think Sears exists.
I think they still have
I don't think Sears.
Like a washer dryer kind of situation. They have appliances.
Yeah.
I think they still exist.
Really?
JCPenney still exists. I mean, Sears has to exist.
JCPenney doesn't exist anymore.
I thought they have those like the whole old...
I guess Sears does.
Old school photo shoots that people are like doing all like again.
Oh. I thought
Isn't that at JCPenney?
Maybe.
Anyway, I remember like we were doing the displays for like that like new Kardashian line when they first started kind of like working like having lines in merch.
That's hilarious. The beginning like
the beginning.
Yeah.
When their show was like blowing up and stuff.
I still kind of like low-key love them, but I used to like really love them.
Oh, really? You watched like their show
religiously? Yeah. I still watch their like new show now, even though I fucking hate it. It's so annoying.
Used to watch it, not so much. I don't really watch it.
I try not to because it makes me feel like bad about my life.
Yeah, like
you're just like, damn, I'm fucking poor. Because they just like do shit like just get on a fucking private jet with custom fucking seats and interior shit, and you're just like,
they're just so rich.
So like it's like too rich.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? I'm like fascinated by like their just marketing and like media. Like I'm just fascinated with their whole media thing.
Their mom is a beast.
It's a fucking beast. I'm like, what? My mom's a beast, but like not like that.
Same.
We'll talk about it. Anyways.
Okay.
Let's get into it. Okay. Hi guys. It's me, Stefanie Maegan, your host of Broco Therapy. And we got a new friend to the pod. Calinnah. All right, wait. I went to your show.
Okay.
So you did a live performance in Long Beach. I did. There was a girl, and I think she's your friend. She looks literally just like you.
Really?
And I like said hi to her.
Oh.
And then and then she was just like, hi. Like she was friendly, and then Fadi was like, that's not Calinnah.
Oh, shit.
But she was like by your merch table.
Oh, really?
She same everything.
Oh, really?
Like height, body type, face. Like I mean, it was kind of dark in there, so maybe. Oh,
okay. But my lookalike.
Your lookalike.
My doppelganger.
She had to be your friend, or otherwise, why was she right by your merch table, kicking with all your friends?
I don't know. She was Filipino.
I'm assuming she was you.
I'm trying to think. I don't know.
Talk to Fadi about it.
Okay. I'll ask Fadi.
But so you guys, she's Panay, just like me, a Filipino princess.
So Pinay, you can't deny.
I like that. Panay, you can't deny.
Hey.
I love that. And she's also a singer.
Yes, ma'am.
A badass bitch.
Hey.
And a nurse.
Because
she still got to pay the bills.
Because I still got to pay the bills. Okay? It's rough.
Right. And you're single.
And I'm single. Yes, I am.
So you write a lot of songs about being sad. Are you okay?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I've been like a sensitive kid.
Well, wait, what's sign?
I'm a Cancer.
Bitch.
Are you?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm an Aquarius. But I just attract Cancers
really
left and right. I don't know what the fuck it is.
just irresistible.
Literally. But like my boyfriend's a Cancer.
Oh, okay.
Like so many of my friends are Cancer. Just a lot of people in my life.
One of my besties is an Aquarius, so I know she's like she's amazing, but like when she's going through it, she like wants to be alone.
Oh,
like,
really?
Okay, girl.
Aw.
I'll just like be over here.
I actually like.
Are you not like?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm like actually the polar opposite.
Oh,
but like it's kind of isolating, but in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like I mask it. So if you see me outside a lot with so many different friends, it's because I'm not like okay with being alone with myself.
Oh,
but it's still like lonely being that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
totally.
Anyways,
but yeah, I be in my feels all the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know if I'm I don't know if I'm emotional. I feel like I'm not like overly emotional, but I definitely like utilize whatever feelings I have, and then I write it in all my fucking songs.
Yeah. So wait, growing up Filipino, because I know what it's like to have Filipino parents.
Yes.
How was that like? Like, were they strict on you? Because for me, for instance, like I had a curfew up till 21.
Yeah,
you know,
they were strict.
Okay.
Yeah, they were very strict. But then I think I kind of like broke the rules a little bit because I was a hip hop dancer like at 15. But once I was in college, we had like a lot of late nights. I was dancing almost like 4 to 5 times a week with long rehearsals, like 4 hours. And then like we'd go out sometimes after. And, you know, then my mom would always be blowing up my phone because I had curfew too.
What was your curfew?
I think my curfew was like midnight, and I would always come home like 1 or 2.
So you're lucky. Wait, midnight even during like high school?
I think earlier.
Oh, really?
When I was in high school, yeah. I mean, it just depended who I was with.
Okay.
But then I don't know if you ever did like the 3-way calling. Did you ever do that?
Wait, remind me, maybe.
Like, oh, I'm at my friend's house. Like, oh Melissa, yes! Come over here. And then I'd like put that shit on hold.
Holy shit.
Do you remember that shit?
I've done that shit.
Yes,
wait,
that was the trick.
Fuck?
That was the trick.
That was the trick. You're right.
That was the trick to like make your parents feel like
I totally
you were
forgot
with them.
about. Right. No.
Yeah.
1000%.
Yeah.
We need to start utilizing 3-way calls.
Yeah.
Actually, now parents will know because it shows that you're connected.
Well, yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
Like that.
Wait, that's so funny.
Yeah. All the tricks.
Okay.
They were hella strict though.
Well, I mean, not that it's a competition, but I had a 9 o'clock curfew
9 o'clock.
all of till high school. Afterwards, when I graduated, it was like maybe 11.
Damn. Are you the only girl?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm the only girl too.
You are. How many brothers do you have?
I have half siblings, like 3 of them, but they grew up in the Philippines.
Okay.
So my dad remarried my mom and had me. So I'm like the only girl. So my upbringing was more like an only child. And since I'm like the only girl,
the only child,
it was like double like pressure to like, you know, be the best, I guess.
How do they feel about you pursuing music?
I think they've always been like half and half.
Okay.
So like, you know, you're at the family party and they're like, come on, sing, dance. Like they want you to like
show off your
skills, dance, sing, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, oh, I really want to sing like as a career. And they're like, no, you don't. They're like, so what's your other plan? You know, it's always like, what's your plan? What's your plan? Because I was a dancer for a long time. Well, I don't think I really brought up singing until later, but I wanted to take dancing more seriously. And they're like, you're not going to get paid. Like, how's that going to be like something you could do?
Right.
Like, stop dancing so you can like get a job and like a, you know, a serious regular job and stuff like that. So it's always been like, you know, I feel like they're very traditional in that sense.
Yeah.
In like trying to just do something that's more stable. And that makes a lot of sense because they came here to this country
and they're like
from nothing,
trying to survive, right?
Trying to survive, and then you know they
and you're
just
like, I want to do music. Like, fuck. Yeah.
But I told them like when I became a nurse, because I became a nurse later in life, it was like the last career change that I had. I said, I just letting you know, I'm gonna do this temporarily until I figure out what I'm gonna do, and like They've always known I've been that kind of person.
Yeah. But I think that's good though, like as, you know, as an artist, cuz like my brother too also makes music and he's more of like Blink 182 vibes. Like I'll show you his you know, actually he's pretty good. I'll show you his music later. Cool, it's not I'm not really like a when tonight will be the night. You know what I mean? But that's for him. Love it. You know?
Yeah.
But he also like has like a great full-time job. Like he does like IT fucking data shit, you know? And so I'm like, one of those jobs I don't understand. But you know, it like pays well, do the bills, but then at night, like go get creative, you know? And I think that's like, as someone who's also creative, I kind of wish I took that route, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel like I got fired so many times. Or even if I did have a job, it wasn't like paying well. There's pros and cons because it's like it's not taking too much of my brain power. I have a lot of downtime to do whatever. But at the same time, it was like I've had a lot of like crazy like struggles, you know, just trying to like do what I want to do. And I wish I would have just had more money. But it's okay.
No, I feel it like
I did the whole struggling artist thing, I guess you could say. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of went the other route. So, like, I'm starting this, like, later in life because I'm like, well, I just turned 35, like, this past month. So, like, me taking it seriously was, like, during 2020, like, when I really decided to, like, that this is my calling kind of thing.
Yeah.
And,
So I'm going to have you talk closer to the microphone.
Oh, sorry. Is this okay?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, so then I was like, this is my calling, and now I'm in a position where I make good enough money to like invest in like, you know, like equipment and like people and resources, which is amazing. Like I'm trying to be resourceful with what I have, but at the same time, it's like draining because I don't have the time as much as someone who has more downtime.
Right.
And so you're tired after your regular job. And plus it's like nursing, so it's like even more.
Yeah.
And
what kind of like nurse are you?
So I bounced from different ones, but the one that I've been for a year and a half, I basically prep kids for surgery.
Okay.
So I'm called a pre-op nurse. It's like pre-operative before surgery.
I'm sure that's scary.
I mean,
anything in nursing sounds scary to me. I'm like, people's lives. Like,
people's lives are at stake.
Yeah.
And you don't really
have health.
Yes, their health. And you don't have like a lot of room for much error. You know, like obviously,
make a lot of mistakes.
You can't make like detrimental mistakes because it could affect somebody's life.
Literally. like that's
life or death.
Literally.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think I've just been through so much trauma with my first experience as being a nurse because I was like a floor nurse. Yeah. So, and it was COVID when I first started as a baby nurse. So there was like a lot of death and a lot of like just, you know, you're
precaution.
Slow. Yeah, you're very slow too as like a baby nurse. You don't know shit. So you're just trying to figure out like how to be a nurse. Yeah. So I think now I'm in this stage where I have more of a regular schedule because usually those other nurses would have like 12-hour shifts. Now I'm more like a 9 to 5.
Okay, good.
And there's a little bit more balance so that when I'm home, I can now like focus on what I need to. Yeah. But when you come home, you're like, I'm fucking tired. I want to eat dinner. I just want to watch like TV or,
it's hard.
You know. So you just make the time where you can. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. No, I get that. Just to, you know, inspire a lot of artists out there who are listening. Yes. But yeah, so let's go back to dating because it's vocal therapy. Okay. So, like, are you dating? What's your situation right now?
So I just started dating. I took like a whole year hiatus kind of thing because I was just kind of tired of the scene. I feel like everything has been very... I think dating in 2024 is just interesting because I think you have to claim what you want and understand yourself because I think before I was just like trying to find like partners and it just... I don't think I was putting my foot down enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you think like you're like a pushover, or like what do you mean?
No, I think I was just trying to find love, and sometimes you find yourself in like a lot of situationships, and that shit ain't fun.
No.
Like it's fun for a
fun for a second until they're like, I don't want anything.
Right. Like, or you're like, oh, what are we?
Yeah,
you catch feelings, and then like it's not reciprocated, and then like sometimes they'll ghost you, or like it's just not consistent. And now I'm like, I don't have the time for that. Like you plan, you lead, and I will follow. And yeah.
So wait, what was your last relationship like? Because you said that you were single and you didn't date for a year now.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
So was it because you got out of like a bad relationship? Like what was that?
I mean, I've been single for like 2.5 years.
Okay.
But I started dating again like last year.
Okay.
And then I took a break.
You said, fuck the streets.
Fuck the streets.
Literally.
I'm not made for the streets anymore. You know?
Yeah.
But I think I was just healing. I've been in my healing era, my healing phase, and like understanding who I am and my patterns and my triggers.
What are some of like your patterns and triggers?
I feel like some of my patterns are like codependency. I think like, you know, I've dealt with a lot of situations where I invest so much into the relationship that I forget myself and who the fuck I am.
Right.
And then when I realize, oh shit, who am I? Like, I'm not happy in this relationship, then I like want to leave because I'm like, dude, this is not working. Like, it should not be where I'm just focusing on you. I need to also focus on myself and like balance that. You know?
That happens a lot, like in your relationships.
I feel like, yeah, that's one of the patterns. But I've been through a lot of toxic ass relationships, you know, like why
were they? This is Brocal Therapy. Why were they toxic?
Girl, I feel like we be moving too fast sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so your shit's like the opposite of mine because I feel like when I was dating, I could never even get them to like want to commit. They always just wanted maybe like just sex, just like the fun girl. Because I was like, you know, I definitely, when I was single, like loved to party. You know, I was always outside, always had a lot of friends. So like that was kind of like, it's my identifier. It's crazy because it's just not like my identifier now.
No, yeah.
But before I felt like guys just kind of looked at me as just that. So to even like get into a relationship, like you're saying, I'm like, is crazy.
I mean, I feel like sex definitely helps. I mean, you know, but I can understand like why people wait and stuff. Like now, you know, if you're trying to look for something more serious, it depends. Like sometimes it ends up where, you know, it's like casual. Yeah. And then like you get to know them and then like they are like, oh, I kind of like this. And then that's how it leads into a relationship. So I feel like that's how
do your relationships like start usually? You said they move too fast.
Yeah, I mean, let me think. So I feel like we are more like acquaintances or on the dating apps. Then we, you know, get to know each other for a little bit. We have sex, and then the rest is history.
And then you get into a relationship.
And then you get into a relationship, you know what I mean? But then I think the problem is that there's not enough time to get to know like their character and how they're going to respond to things. And, you know, are they nice to the waitress when you're ordering shit? Are they good to people? Are they kind and shit? Yeah. So then I realized later, like, I think after like at least like 6 months to a year, you start realizing, okay, what kind of person they really are. Yeah. Like if this is like a long-term thing for you. Right. You kind of know already.
Yeah. But, like, what is your type?
Girl, I have lots of types, but I feel like normally I like creative types. That's what I'm drawn to. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if that means it's good.
Creative meaning what? Like they've always been, you know.
I feel like they don't have to be the same creative as me, but they kind of understand. I think most people are creative in some way. Yeah. Yeah. You know, like, oh, I like to
Is it usually somebody who's like pursuing something creative?
Yeah. Yes, because it's relatable, and then like we're so passionate about like our careers, so I feel like that's where
it bonds.
It hits me in like the jugular.
Honestly, it's so sexy when you like really connect with somebody like through, music or through like something creative.
Yeah,
and it is like a sort of a bond that makes you like fall for somebody.
Totally. Yeah.
Because it's like, it's vulnerable to write something to, whatever it is. Like to be creative with someone is vulnerable.
Yes. And they understand. I feel like if someone can understand that, then you're like, okay, you get like the mentality of like what I'm trying to do. Because not everybody's supportive of that shit.
Yeah. Not everyone gets it.
No.
Especially like, I mean, you being an artist. Did you date like other artists too? Like were they rappers, singers?
I
DJs,
have dated
producers.
I've dated DJs. I don't think I want to do that again.
Okay.
Let's see. I've dated like a lot of aspiring like things, so like actors.
Okay.
Like just people who are, I think, like in music.
Are they usually Filipino marketing too, or what do you like?
No, I've dated across the board, girl.
Okay.
I have dated skinny, more like bigger guys.
Yeah.
I've dated the rainbow.
Yeah, it was like black, white,
white, you name it. But yeah.
You're like,
I don't know. I've tried them all, which is kind of good because I've like learned. But I mean,
what are you looking for, like in somebody?
Well, someone asked me this, and I was like, I'm looking for someone who can treat me better than myself.
Oh, okay. Shit. Treat me like how I treat me.
Okay. Because if I have a lot of things, if I have most things, like I pay my own rent, I live by myself, or I don't know if I should say that, but.
It's okay. No one.
Yeah. I'm financially dependent, working through my shit in therapy.
Yeah.
What you gonna do for me?
Right.
You know how to change my
Are they usually like broke? Is that why? I'm gonna be straight up. Are you usually going for like broke guys too?
I've dated broke guys with no direction, but it's usually because it's just for the sex.
Those are the ones I usually know how to deliver.
Yeah. That's true. So I'm like looking for a little happy medium these days.
Yeah. So is there anyone you're talking to or like interested in?
I'm like talking to people,
just like on the apps.
I just got on Hinge.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just exploring that, but I feel like lately I've been asked like personally. Mm-hmm. So just through like friends or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm like, dude, if like you want to ask me out, you'll ask.
Right.
So
they'll ask you like through friends or like just
or like we'll see each other maybe, and then they'll be like, oh, what's your number? Like the old school fucking way.
So romantic.
So romantic. Yeah. I'm like, that's how it should be, because like the apps I feel like are just kind of a pastime sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, like how many questions do you have to ask me before we're gonna actually
go
somewhere?
And also just feels so like redundant on there, like it's hard to like really build a connection sometimes like on an app.
Exactly.
So I get that.
I'd rather just like go on the date, whatever they plan.
Yeah.
You don't have to ask me so many questions. At least for me. I'm like, just plan it. Like,
yeah.
And I'll just say yes or no. And then you can like say, oh, what about this? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any like dating horror stories, like a worst date situation?
I don't know if it's that bad, but I remember I was like dating in nursing school, and there was this guy who I was on a date with through an app. And then like I go to the restroom and I can't really find him. And then he's like trying to hit on this other girl while we were on the date. Dancing with her, like grinding, like fucking. I'm like, what the fuck? So I leave his ass and I like start talking to someone else at the bar. And then like we leave together, and then that guy comes back and he's like, "Where'd you go?" I'm like, "This date is done. This date is done. I'm sorry. Like, bye. You found someone. I'm gonna find someone new." So
right, fuck that guy. Who is he?
Fuck that guy. I mean, I don't know if that's a horror story, but
it's a fucking horror story because I feel like, how dare you go out and you're like dancing with some other bitch.
Like I just went to the restroom.
Right. Like who the fuck? No, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
You're better than me.
Yeah.
I would have, when I was single, I used to like, I wish I had more followers then because it really like, if I was doing this now, it would have been lit. But like when I would go on dates, I would like kind of document my date like on my stories.
Oh shit.
So I like sometimes will go to the bathroom and I'm like, all right guys, this is what we talked about. And then like people, my friends and whoever we watch would be so invested.
Dude, maybe I should start doing that.
I'm just be like,
hey guys.
And it's so funny because like I remember one time, I was on a date and we got into a little argument and he like dropped me off in the middle of Hollywood. And I like, my friends laugh because there's like the story, the first story is like, okay, going on a date. I'm all like cute and like ready. And the next one's like, this motherfucker just dropped me off in the middle of Hollywood. He just dropped you off
like randomly?
So.
Or like, how did that happen?
You're like, how do I know? Like literally everyone was just like, what the fuck, So basically like met this guy on Hinge. We go out. He kind of just seemed, it was weird. It was almost like he didn't want to be there. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to make like conversation, but I was like, I couldn't tell if he was just like maybe just a little quieter, if he was whatever. But he also was like still like asking me questions, like kind of engaging. So it was like, I don't know. The vibe was off, but I was just like, back then I just kind of just deal with it. But I'm also like, I'm a fun date. Like I'll keep talking. If you're quiet, I'll be fucking talking. Maybe that's the issue. But anyways, so we were like, he's like, oh, let's go to like a second location. So we're in his car and we're driving, and I was just saying how like we were just talking about how we met online. Mm-hmm. I was like, for women like just for safety, like I like to Google my dates,
Wait, you said that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, so I like Googled you, and and I told him like some guy with his name was like a sex predator in Mississippi.
Oh snap!
And he got like, but I knew it wasn't him because the picture was different.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's like, why did I still go on that date? Like picture, whatever. But I like knew it wasn't him. The picture was different, and like, we're obviously not in Mississippi. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I told him like I knew it wasn't him, and he just got like so awkward. And he's like, you know what? I think it's time that you become like Cinderella and just go home.
What?
Which was so weird to mention the Cinderella. Like I thought that was like,
what the
fucking off, He's like, I just think it's just time to like go home, like Cinderella, whatever. He's like, I'll drop you off. I was like, I don't want you to fucking drop me off, because I was annoyed. Like, how the fuck you just...
How dare you?
How dare you?
Yeah.
I was like, you don't need to drop me off. He's like, are you sure? Why? You scared? I'm going to do something? And I was like, no, fuck you. Like,
wow.
I'll just take a lift home. And then he just dropped me off.
Wow.
In the middle of literally like Hollywood
Rude.
Boulevard, whatever.
Rude. Right where all the performers are.
Yeah. No, there was like a homeless man,
My God.
I was just like, fuck. And so I went on my Instagram story and told the world. But good times.
I should probably do that.
You
Put
should.
people on blast. Blah, blah.
Yeah. And like if it's a good date, whatever. Sometimes I had good dates and then just like never see them again.
Yeah.
Do you ever have those?
Yeah, I've had like good dates, and then it's just like it just fizzles out, and
right.
Just like, what the fuck?
And then that's like so like that's why it's like feels kind of annoying to date, right? It's because we're so impatient.
Yeah.
And we have to kind of like keep wasting our time.
Yeah.
Until we find somebody.
Yeah.
And that shit's exhausting.
It is exhausting.
So I'm sorry.
Like I'm sorry. I'm like tired of like, what do you do for fun?
Yes, it's like so redundant.
Yeah, it's like small talk.
Yeah. But. So like, however, like, this is broke with her. Her had sex on the first date.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you're just feeling it, but I don't know.
Does it usually like go anywhere past that?
I feel like one of my we had sex on the second date.
Okay.
And then we were together for like 2 years.
Oh shit.
I feel like I've had sex on the first date with a few that I've ended up being in like longer relationships.
How many long-term relationships have you had?
I've had like probably like 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
And they're 2 years each?
Yeah. I feel like it's never made it past
2 years.
2.
This is a pattern.
Let's pattern. But maybe it's kind of like a good thing.
I think so, because you're not just like dealing with, I mean, unless like, I don't know how they usually end, but
some have been.
Is it usually you leave?
Yeah.
Why do you leave?
I think because I'm like pretty good, I think in general, at seeing like the bigger picture after a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, oh no.
You don't like
I don't like I don't see like, how are you going to be like, if I ever have kids, like the father of my children, you know?
Yeah.
And then I come to like an aha moment and I'm like, this is not working.
And how do you go? Like, I feel like that's hard because like, it's like huge. I don't think that's like a bad thing to recognize that and to do something. Cause I feel like people kind of figure it out around like 2 years if it's something you could continue or not.
Yeah.
Because you go through, you know, your honeymoon phase.
Totally.
And then you go to like, okay, we're really together. Yeah. And then it kind of gets like comfortable. Yeah. And you see like everything.
Yeah. You see like the ups, or not only the ups. You see the ups first.
Yeah.
Then you see all the downs later.
You see all the downs and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So then, but then like, it's hard though, because you're probably at that point already said, I love you. You're probably like, have you ever lived with anybody?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I've lived with 2 partners.
And how was that like? Because I feel like that's scary.
I feel like before.
So I move in with someone and then to be like sharing bills and then to be like, fuck, I don't want this anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. But luckily I feel like in my last, I was financially independent. Okay. So for me, I was like, I don't need you. I found a place. Yeah. It's already been secured. Yeah. But before, it's scary because you don't know where you're going to go. And I think the whole codependency before was like an issue because then you're like kind of stuck and you feel isolated. Yeah. But
how were you like codependent with your partners before?
I think I relied on them for a lot of my like security, like beyond financial. I think like emotional, like in a lot of areas in my life, which I think I just wanted more so like the romance opposed to the person.
Oh shit.
And so that when you get stuck in that ideology, you are chasing like the love opposed to the actual person you're in love with.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So it took years though to like figure that shit out about myself, and that I didn't want that shit anymore because that sucks. Like, and to find yourself is also a very scary thing, you know, to like be vulnerable with yourself and even when you don't know what you want to do with your life. Yeah. To like not depend on someone to find that out. Because I would find like, okay, what are their interests? And like, you know, I have something that we connect with. We have similarities. And now that's our thing. Yeah. But really, maybe it wasn't your thing to begin with.
You're just holding on to
something just to like have something. I think that's where my codependency.
Where do you think that stems from?
Ooh. I think I've like always been independent. Like I've always been, well, my upbringing is like more like an only child, even though I have half siblings. They were in a whole nother country in the Philippines when I was here with my dad remarried and, you know, had me. So I've been alone a lot of my life. I think like, my parents would like leave me to go to like another country and I would like be stuck in this house.
How old were you?
I was like high school, college.
Really?
And then I would just throw parties.
Oh my God. Oh, yeah,
my house is like the party house.
Oh, for sure. Okay.
Yeah. And then
mine too, because when my mom would like go to travel, whatever, I would always have like,
Yeah. So, you know. And then I would like have people sleep over because I like didn't want to be alone, you know. And I think it was just like not wanting to be alone and just to like have a connection with someone where I felt like we were on the same page. Yeah. But when I was younger, I felt like if I connected with somebody on one thing, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, this is my person.
Yeah.
But then realize, like, that ain't my fucking person.
Yeah. Because I do think, like, having siblings and just siblings in general play a huge impact on, like, our development as a person.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, you know, that, like, yeah, you are the only child and, like, to like, want to connect with somebody. Because, like, you were just always alone as a kid? Like, you didn't have, like, cousins?
I mean, I had cousins, but I feel like the dynamic, like, most Filipinos have, like, huge families. Yeah. They have, and my family was more so my friends and their families. So I like, my best friends were, like, my sisters, you know what I mean? Or other friends that I had. So that was kind of my experience. My actual family extended, like, we would just meet on, like, holidays, and not like there was anything wrong. It's just that's kind of the dynamic.
Right.
Like, we would, we didn't all live so close to each other. So we would just, you know, gather around during the holidays. So I was hanging around a lot of, like, adults when I was a child. Like, a lot of older people.
I feel like that's, like, an only child thing. You're so right. Like, thinking about even just, like, my best friend, like, she has a daughter. And she's the only child, and we're like, yeah, she's, like, around adults all the time. She's just, like, the baby, and, like, everything,
And you get, like, used to talking. Well, I think it's, like, helped in other ways, like, skills where I'm not afraid to, like, talk to any age, because it's like, you're just used to, like, being out of your comfort zone, like, being alone and talking to random fucking people, random adults,
right? Right, because you're like, I have no one else to, like, talk to. It's funny.
But what was I saying? So what was the question again?
I forgot.
But yeah, my experience of being an only child was just a little different, and I was alone. Yeah, that was the point. I think was just being used to, like, being in my thoughts. I was, like, talking to myself a lot, you know, like that internal, like, voice in your head. So maybe, like, that kind of reflected in the relationships that I had later on. Yeah. Like, romantic.
Right.
Yeah.
And then how was your relationship, like, with your parents?
I would say my relationship with my parents are pretty good. Mm-hmm. They've always been supportive in everything I've done, which I'm really grateful for. But very also traditional Filipino. So it's like a mix, you know, strict. I'm the only girl.
Are you fluent in Tagalog?
No, so my parents speak Bisaya.
Okay.
And I understand more Bisaya than I understand Tagalog.
Yeah. But my dad speaks Bisaya too, but he also speaks Tagalog. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Because he's from Bicol.
Bicol, okay.
Naga.
Okay.
But he's also Lebanese.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, so very confusing. But yeah. So, but my mom, Tagalog, I think it's more Tagalog and Spanish. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like a lot of Filipinos or Filipino Americans understand.
Yeah.
But they just don't know how to speak it back because, you know, our parents, I feel like, speak really, or mine at least, speak really good English. And they were trying to, like, assimilate and, like, you know, like, just be accepted into this country. And, you know, and that makes a lot of sense. But after visiting, like, I just came back from the Philippines. So after that, I was like, I need to, like, find a tutor.
My roots.
Yeah. And, like, maybe incorporate it in my music.
Yeah, that'd be representation. Sick. Yeah, that would be sick.
That's the goal.
Yeah, yeah. And so, like, growing up Filipino American, because I definitely had, like, my struggles too. Like, I grew up in, like, a predominantly white neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
And so, you know, being, you know, back in the early 2000s, whatever, but, like, being, you know, Filipino and being Asian was, like, it's almost like you didn't want to be, like, a fob. Like, you want to show that, you know, that you're white and you're assimilate and you know, like, I sound like a white girl and, like, I wear Hollister and Abercrombie. Like, I try to fit into, like, that culture. Like, did you ever have that struggle too? Like, where did you grow up?
I grew up in, well, we moved different places, but I mean, I would say it's always been LA. But for the most part of my childhood, it was Bellflower.
Okay.
And then...
But where's Bellflower?
Bellflower is, like, 15, 20 minutes from Long Beach.
Okay.
But it's the same zip code. Not zip code, area code.
Okay, so you've been always like south.
So I've been south. And what was I saying?
Is it a lot of Asians there?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
so
like...
I hung out with a lot of Filipinos, actually, Filipino Americans, because I went to a Catholic school.
You did?
That's how me and Fatih like related really like quick, because we both went to like private school.
Fatih's our friend.
Yeah, Fatih's our friend.
That's how actually we met. It was like through Fatih.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And so very like a lot of like sheltered kind of life mentality. I feel like I didn't know a lot. Like
when did you lose your virginity?
I lost it kind of later.
You did?
I lost not late, but I lost it at like 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's like,
I wanted to wait.
No, I feel like honestly, like, okay, I lost my virginity at like 16, right? And I feel like now that I'm like a 33-year-old, I'm like 16 is too young.
16 is young.
Like, we really should wait till we're like an adult. But I also know that like that's hormones and everything. Yeah. Happen at that age.
Yeah.
Because I was just like a horny motherfucker. Like, I was a horny like teenager.
Okay.
So like whatever. But
makes sense.
You're right. But like, so I think like 19, like honestly, is an appropriate age.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to save myself for marriage at that
Were
time
you?
Because I was very religious.
Yeah.
Well, we weren't Catholic. We were like Protestant Christian.
Okay.
But it doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
But like,
you're like,
I was like, oh my God, I'm like sinning, and like there's so much shame with religion and sex. And so when I had lost my virginity, I think I was very like embarrassed.
Oh really?
You know?
Wait, who did you lose it to?
I lost it to this guy who we were kind of like on and off talking. So he wasn't my actual boyfriend.
Okay.
And then after we did the deed, he like didn't talk to me.
Fucker.
I was like,
motherfucker.
I was like, you are an asshole. So it was not like a great first experience.
Do you think that affected you? Even, you know, like also being like super religious and having that shame, and also like having that experience, do you think that has like affected your relationship with sex? Because we talk a lot about that on this podcast, like like all of our different relationships with sex.
Yeah.
And I've been open about, you know, the shame, you know, as being religious, growing up super Catholic too, and then also I think just the shame as being a woman, you know, being so like much easy or whatever it is, and also, you know, like shame with my body or whatever, you know what I mean? So there's so many factors. I just want to know what like your relationship.
It actually did the opposite.
No, I love that.
So I feel like I was ashamed of like just breaking the sin or whatever.
Yeah.
But I felt like it was the partner I was with reassured me of what I was doing. So I was like, oh, I guess I'm better at this than I thought I was.
So he was saying that, what do you mean?
He was like, oh, like, are you sure like you've never done this before? I was like, no, I haven't. So,
did you ever watch porn before?
No.
Not at that time. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
No, not at that time. It wasn't like even, it's not like we have the internet, or like not how we have it now, right?
Right,
like I feel like at that time, what was it still like
you just
video
knew how
or
to
something?
just like hump and penetrate? Because I know how to like dry hump, bitch. Like I know how to make out. I know how to dry hump. I know how to act like I know what the fuck I'm doing. But when I was like,
but when you're in it,
when I was younger, obviously now I know how to penetrate. But like, I felt like it was. I remember the first time I had sex, like me and my ex-boyfriend like couldn't figure out how to like put it in correctly.
Oh really?
Like we were kind of struggling. So it was like him on top and then trying to like do it, and then I go on top, and it was. I remember it being a little bit of just like a struggle, and then just like, okay, so then we're just You know, like
interesting.
humping. Like he was a virgin, I was a virgin.
Oh, well, you're okay.
So
okay.
that's why.
Maybe because I had partners that were experienced.
Okay, that's probably what it was.
But also, I was like a dancer, so I felt like I was just.
I was just in it. Honestly, I think dancers know how to fuck.
Dancers know how to fuck.
Because like you know how to move your body. You know, like you know your body.
Yeah.
So you know what you're doing with it.
Yeah,
so,
like the whole point I think of being a dancer is to like project.
Yeah.
Like whatever character it is that you're trying to have like on stage. So I was just projecting whatever I thought this video vixen was or whatever.
Yeah.
and
they're
seemed
just
like we were doing all right.
I love that. Okay, so wait, what's your favorite sex position?
Ooh.
I know. So I know you never talked about sex on the internet.
I've never talked about this.
Here, you guys, Calinnah's had sex before.
Yes. Yes, I have.
She's not a virgin.
Yes. It's my first time. Ooh, do I want to answer this question?
You can say pass. It's fine.
I'll pass on that one. Okay. I do know which one it is, though.
Doggy. Just kidding. Top.
No.
Side. Upside down.
It's usually like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's a classy lady.
Classy lady.
We're gonna talk about it. When was it last time you had sex?
It was a year ago. I've been like abstinent for, like a year and a half.
Okay, good for you.
But I feel like that's why I've been accomplishing a lot.
Honestly, when the dick is not distracting you, you get shit done. You're more productive. You're clear-headed.
Yes.
You're motivated.
Yes. Okay, so like let's just put things in perspective. Last July is when I had my first live performance. Since then, I've had like probably like 8 shows.
Wow.
And it's now just started August, right?
Yeah.
So, and yeah, I feel like I've been like doing a lot with my social media and just like building everything, you know? Yeah. And I've had no distractions, no dick distractions. Just that the vitamin D from the sun. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. I would say the vibes,
the vibes,
the vibrator,
the vibes,
the sun.
Yes. Oh, and you've also given me some your thing, the Bella, was it the Bella thing?
Oh yeah. Oh, you signed up for it?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. The Melissa vibrators.
Yes.
That shit is. I love a vibrator.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I just love to just lay there and just like put it like on my vagina and just lay there.
Yeah.
And then like afterwards knock out with the like vibrator in my hand. That's happened so many times. Like, I'm like, and I wake up and I'm like, what even happened?
Yes.
So
sometimes you just need to sleep.
Sometimes you do. And like when you, for me at least, when I orgasm, it's like such a release. You know, that like I go to bed like pretty much right away.
Yeah. Because I feel like I be having a lot of thoughts. Like I'm stressed.
Yeah.
I need to decompress. You know?
Yeah.
And I can't just go to sleep. Even that sleepy tea, like melatonin sometimes. I'm like, dude, it's not kicking in. So you just.
But like if you just knock one out.
Yeah, you just knock one out.
There you go.
That's all you need.
That's how you do it.
Yeah. It's great.
Well, Calinnah.
Yes.
We're at the end of the pod.
Oh, already?
Well, do you have any like last words on dating, sex, relationships?
Ooh, okay.
Your music, anything?
I would say, okay, for dating, try to find someone who's going to treat you better than you treat yourself. Okay?
Period.
That part, period.
Yeah.
And that takes a lot of like understanding of yourself, you know? Yeah. But once you get to that place, like your inner peace and stuff, finding a person, I think it's just easier to like screen, like, no, next. Okay, maybe this one can like, we can work something out.
Yeah.
So someone who's like reciprocating, you know what I mean? You will know if someone likes you.
I was going to say, because it seems like you tend to just like get into relationships where it's like reciprocated. Like, do you ever get into like situations, or like when you're dating someone where like feelings are not reciprocated? Like, have you
Totally.
like where they don't like you maybe
Yeah,
the way that you like them? Because I feel like you get these relationships. Sometimes half the job is just getting there.
That's true. That's
you
true.
know?
That's true.
So
I feel like you shouldn't feel like you have to bend over backwards for somebody.
yeah.
There's always gonna be like a push and pull. You're not always gonna be 100%. They're not always gonna be 100%. You have to like meet each other halfway. But yeah, I mean, there have been a lot of times where it hasn't been reciprocated, or like, you know, they'll like wait like how long until they text you, and I've realized like that just means that they're not really into you, and you just have to accept that shit.
Do you feel like you accept it now versus like in your 20s?
Totally.
Because like the ego be hurt.
Dude, in my 20s, I was chasing like love.
Yeah.
So yeah, totally. Now I'm over that shit. I ain't got time. How much?
Right.
What are we doing?
Like,
it's
why?
like, you know, if I'm gonna go on a trip, something gotta be planned. Like something gotta be booked.
Right.
That's how I feel like dating is now. Like even meeting with my goddamn friends in my 30s, it's like, okay, when is everyone free? Mm-hmm. You gotta.
It's like intentional.
It's intentional, and that's I feel like what the things I'm looking for are now. You know.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you just want to fuck, you can do that too.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Are you okay with like a friends with benefits situation?
I feel like a friends with benefits is easy to get.
Oh, for sure.
And I feel like at this point, not right now.
Okay.
But I don't know. We'll see. It's
You're
almost,
like, it's September brings.
Yes, holiday season is coming.
Right. It was like the holidays are coming.
I can't guarantee.
Yeah, it's getting a little chilly outside.
Get a little kind of cold.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah.
Well, shit. Yeah. Well, where can people find your music? Plug it.
Yes. I am Calinnah on everything. Calinnah. I'm on all the platforms: Instagram, Spotify, Apple, YouTube. So just find me on there. I'm always trying to share what my process and as an independent artist and stuff like that I feel like not a lot of people are talking about. So
for sure,
check it out.
And check out her music. It's
check out my
dope.
Music.
And you know how to put on a show too. Like you got stage presence. You look good up there. You sound great. Like, you know, the hair and makeup on point. I was like, this bitch is intentional with every single thing.
I sure
am.
And
like, I love it. And I love to see it. And I'm excited to see like what else you do with everything.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. Love you. Oh, wait. Follow me. Sorry. I have to do my plug. Follow me, Stefanie Maegan, or go to brocotherapy.com. All that shit is there. I love you guys. Mwah. Bye. Growth therapy.